What's up, everybody? True Evil here, and today I'm going to be talking about Honkai Nexus Anima. This is an upcoming creature collector game from Hoyoverse, and I've been playing its latest beta, and it has been a ton of fun. A lot of things in this game are super refreshing, and honestly, this is probably going to be my favorite Hoyoverse game of all time. But this beta test, even though it isn't under NDA, it is a closed beta test, so not everyone gets to experience it. So I thought it'd be a great idea to ask my viewers what they wanted to know about the game, and this first video is going to be me answering those questions. So without further ado, let's get in on it with the first question by Venatsu, which is, what does progression and the daily loop look like so far in Honkai Nexus Anima? Capturing anima is going to be the most important thing to do in terms of progression, because not only does it mean that your roster is going to be bigger, so your team building possibilities are going to be more, and you are going to be experimenting with a lot of team building in this game, because you're not going to be using the same 3 or 4 anima for every battle like previous Hoyoverse games. You might use the same team for all of the game. In this gotcha, you're going to be using probably most likely around 12 to 16 different anima for different occasions, different battles, and honestly, it means that there's a ton of variety and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of different types of anima. Some of them are defenders, some of them are crowd control, healers, attackers, close range, long range. There's so much variety. There's assassin. There's so much team building possibilities, and honestly, that is the highest and strongest part of this game. So, really been enjoying the team building possibilities. But not only do you catch the anima, so you have that huge roster to experiment with, but also if you already own the anima from capturing, say, I captured Volberry at the residential area, but I haven't caught it in the plaza. If I catch Volberry in the plaza, that means I get a duplicate of the Volberry, so it's stronger. So it gives you a bigger incentive to just capture every anima in every area. And it's just a whole lot of fun. I really enjoy creature collector games, so that has been a really fun experience. For the daily loop, there's of course the classic Hoyoverse. You're going to be doing dailies and using stamina for upgrade materials. But what makes the daily loop unique is this game has a really fun roguelite that you can do for your daily loop, which doesn't take a whole lot of time, and it's really fun and it has a ton of variety. And what is going to happen is you're going to pick an anima to be your star anima for a run. And this is really great to do because I talked about the roster has a lot of team building capabilities. And, there's dark animas, there's strength animas, there's reality animas. And whichever anima you pick to be the star, there's going to be like upgrades towards that. So, you might be thinking, do I want to use like a dark team? Do I want to see what a strength team is like? Well, you can pick one of those here and you can experiment with those team building in the roguelite before you say commit to them in the main game. So that's been fun. I've done 4 runs of the roguelite so far, and I'm going to be trying to do as many as I can during this beta. It's been a lot. It's just a great time. It's going to be fun. Our next question is from Drake931, who asks, can you get the girls or guys pregnant in this game? And the answer to that is, well, no, you cannot. Moving on. Our next question is from CH14977, who asks, how much time do I think that Honkai Nexus Anima is going to take after you've done all of the exploration, the honeymoon phase is over, you've done all the quests for the patch, and if you're only logging in to use your stamina and do your dailies, it's probably going to take you about 2 minutes to do everything. But if you want to do the roguelite mode, want to do some in-game, I would add about 15 to 20 minutes onto that. So I think that's a really good, healthy amount of things to do. So I'm really looking forward to that. Really respects your time. Our next question is from Fable443 who asks, do we get a fudging skip button? And this is a test build and it's not the final product, but right now there is a like semi skip button where it skips a part of the cutscene. So if you don't like watching any story in any gacha game, you can spam tab 1, tab 1, tab 1, tab 1, tab 1 on your keyboard, and that will skip the cutscene quite quickly. But of course, this isn't the final product. We don't know what it's going to be like when the game releases. Our last question is going to come from Jake Smith 4760, which he asked a lot of things. I've answered most of them in this video. The one we're going to be talking about from this comment is going to be the trainer skills aspect. There's characters like Blade from Honkai Star Rail in this game, and how do they work as characters to play with because they're not the anima, and they are called edoses, and I'm going to show you how they work. What Jake wants to know about here is he wants to know what are edoses in Honkai Nexus Anima, and that's really important because not only are edoses paramount in team building, but they're also what you're going to be pulling for on the gacha. What they're made up of is 3 distinct parts. I'm not going to go into any specifics about any of the edoses currently in the beta test because everything is subject to change, but they're made up of these 3 things, which is the aspect skill, the edos skill, and the companion skill, which translates to if you're using an edos, they're going to have a passive buff for certain types of anima. Most likely, if you have a strength edos, it's going to give a passive strength buff to your strength anima. Then they're going to have an active skill, which can be anything from like a damaging effect, shielding effect, healing effect, crowd control effect, etc. And then for the companion effect, the signature anima of that edos, when you're using that anima with the edos equipped, they are going to get a stat buff as well as like a unique effect to their kit sometimes. So that's really important to know. So like if there's an anima you really want to use, you're going to want to make sure that you're using their signature edos trainer with them so they get that juice on their kit. So those are all the questions my viewers had. If there was something you wanted to know that I didn't answer, feel free to comment below and I'll try my best to reply to your question. But honestly, this game is great and I can't wait to cover it when it comes out. So I'll see you guys next time.